Hello, princesses, and welcome back to Not Fit for Print Beauty with me, Rebecca. Today we are here to talk about the brand new Urban Decay Wild West palette. This is the, if I'm not mistaken, and I don't think I am, 10th in Urban Decay's Naked series, which started, of course, more on the naked neutral side, and then, as you probably know, moved into focusing on just one shade at a time, mostly. And now we have a slightly different palette. This one is inspired by the California desert skies, sunsets, and kind of a Wild West theme. So we have, as you see here, this kind of really cool snakeskin packaging with all these colors that are reflected inside of the palette. The palette is $49. It does come with its own little two-sided brush, and I have to be honest with you, as you see, it's not out of the packaging because I don't use these, but it's actually not a bad brush at all as far as these kind of portable little brushes go. It's actually quite sturdy and certainly nicer than those kind of sponge tips that we see, and I certainly throw out in a lot of my makeup palettes. So this is not bad if you're traveling. It is not my first choice, but it's honestly not bad. Okay, so let's take a look at these shades. I will tell you that, as is typical of all Urban Decay Naked palettes, we do start with our neutrals here and then move over into more of the adventurous side of things. Very pretty little palette with some really fun colors that we're going to try to make use of today. I want to go to an arm swatch so you can see these little guys laid out on my arm here. There are indeed 12 swatches, but do take a look up there by the crook of my arm there. Some of those in the elbow area you can barely see because they are the color of my skin pretty exactly, but there are 12 shades with those most neutral over there by the elbow. Okay, so we are going to go in and give this guy a try. It is a pretty adventurous makeup look for a neutral woman like me who likes to stay in the comfort zone. I'm definitely out of the comfort zone today, but I'm really liking it. Let's talk about this and let's play with it right now. Okay, let's get started in my own quick, speedy way, and we will start over here with some of these really neutral nude colors that you saw almost disappearing into my arm on the swatches. I'll start with our second shade right over here just to try to have it show a little bit. The first shade is really kind of truly my skin shade, so that can be useful, but this is just a little step above it, and so I'm going to put it all over the lid really quickly. That's the way I do it, really quickly. Same Sonia G brush. We are going to go into this shade right here. Let's go really kind of desert reddish brown, which on the eye is not appearing as reddish brown. Tipping back in again. And just going in little circles super quickly, because you know that's what I do. These colors are blending really nicely and they're not powdery. I like their larger palettes better than anything littler that they do. And these are a very, very good quality. I'm just going in with that same shade right there. A little heavier each time. Okay, and let's get that little guy under the eye as well. All the way. Just kind of smoke it out a little bit. I do want to try one of these colors, and I'm not sure exactly how to do it yet. I think what I'd like to do is take this blue kind of shade right here and just try that a little bit in the middle. Let's just see what we come up with. But then underneath the eye, I don't know if I want to run this shade underneath the eye or if I'd like to run the kind of matte turquoisey version underneath the eye. I kind of haven't really decided yet. You know, and it's funny, when I use this palette not on camera, I don't know if I'll go with those shades. I mean, maybe I will. But I really kind of like those kind of neutrals. really, when it's just me. I'm really curious about this shade right here. And I'd almost like to run that underneath the eye in a way that could be seen. That didn't show too well. And maybe just a little bit on the outside of the eye as well. Just a little bit. Something like that. Something like that. I don't know. Go somewhere with that. And I can even get my original back in there and just kind of tone out the edges, or tone down the edges a little bit there. It's kind of interesting. I kind of like that. Okay, let me get some mascara on. Let's talk about this palette. It's really interesting. Okay, back with a little bit of mascara on. My only issue that I had, I put on a little bit of dark mascara and just some brown shade eyeliner from Pat McGrath. And this is the mascara from Kevyn Aucoin, which I was in love with a few days ago. Not so much anymore. It's starting to get sloppy and messy and make me angry. So I might be changing my mind on that mascara. Stick around for that. The palette, the Urban Decay palette, behaved really well. I really enjoyed working with it. My only slight issue, and this is very slight, this shade right here, and I will continue to play around with some of the few little glimmer shades that are in here, I felt was a bit magical, and not in a good way. What I mean by magical was I would put it on and then look in the mirror a second later. I put it on with you guys, went to look in the mirror to put on the mascara, and poof, magically it was gone. And so then I put on some mascara and looked back, and poof, magically it was gone. So I have taken my finger and kind of reapplied that shade 3 times. And every time I look in the mirror, poof, it's gone. So it's just kind of, I've built it up more and more, probably to be a bit more dramatic than I would normally like for a regular everyday look. But I just got frustrated with it, like, you're staying on. So it is definitely very dark, but you know, the colors are fun. They're different. It is nice to have some shades that are not the usual. I mean, I think if I see another pink palette, I'm done with pink. And of course, if you know the history of Urban Decay, you know that is how they started, as a reaction, right? Do you guys know that? As a reaction against kind of pink, overly girly makeup. I mean, I think they had an original ad campaign. Who remembers it? I vaguely do, but it was something like, if you hate pink, or, you know, it was about that. So it's kind of funny that I bring that up. But we've had so many rose palettes, right? So many rose colored palettes, that it is nice to just have something that's out of the ordinary and gives us these really interesting color choices. The reds, browns, along with the blue greens. And so I'm really enjoying it. And I don't know if that was an issue that I would often have, or if it was just kind of tonight and I was battling with the mascara getting goopy. I don't know, but I'm still actually really pleased with the look. And I would love to know if this is a palette that you are interested in, the Wild West palette. And if you are indeed a collector of the other Urban Decay naked palettes, and if you followed the brand in general, drop me a note. I would love to chat with you about it. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I hope you did. And if you haven't already done so, I sure hope that you choose to subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.